Welcome. Today we have Spring into New Season and Engage Your Users. Today's webinar for March, and we're excited to have you. I'm Brenda Pierce, and I have with me David Kingsbury and Helen Triplett. And as always, free to reach out to any of us with your questions, your comments, and topics that you would like to have covered. We love hearing from you guys. So today's agenda, we're going to look at 2021 industry trends. David's going to cover that. Then we're going to move into Helen's hint, where she will tell us about tackling different strategies to engage your users. Then we will announce then we're going to have a spring product announcement. And then we're going to have the campaign of the month winner, and then we will announce the Java Joy winner. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to David.
Hey, great. Thank you, Brenda. And thank you, everybody, for joining us today. So as part of our industry insights for 2021, we're going to make you guys think a little bit, I hope. We actually imagine that you guys are already engaged in some planning around these two words. But when you leave today, we want you to have these two words in your mind if you don't. The first one is video, and the second one is games. And I'm going to explain, and we're going to talk a little bit about why that's so important today throughout the conversation and show you a couple of examples. But just remember, video and games. So even in the Financial Brand, which is one of the research papers that we follow consistently, they talk about how personalized video boosts engagement and ROI in banking or in the financial space. So there's all sorts of new video capabilities. If you don't know about, you should be looking into, because they make it really easy to add video into your ads. And the article goes on to talk about by replacing static product pages, customer communications, and digital ads, video becomes a game-changing, isn't that interesting? Here comes the word game again. Innovation that delivers expanded relationships at scale. And if you didn't know already, the article also mentions video content is going to make up 82% of all online traffic in 2021. So we have to pay attention to video, and we have to be thinking about it, and we need to see how we can incorporate it. And honestly, today you can. Okay, so next slide. How big of an impact is video? So in this article from WordStream, it talks about how a video can see 27, in the testing they did, 27.4 times users are more likely to click through on a video than standard banners. That's unbelievable. But not only that, the average user is going to remember 95% of the message when it's watched versus when it's read. So you can't avoid thinking about video, right? So let's go to the next slide. So if you watch this, I've got two identical messages on the slides, and I ask you, which one draws your attention? It's the one on the right. And why is that? It's the simplicity of a small video going on behind the scenes versus the static nature. It just automatically draws your attention. So I simply ask you, where is this video ad from? Okay, and I'm just going to let you think about that for a minute. Go ahead and run it one more time. Oh, sorry. Okay, run it one more time, Brenda, just so you see the impact. It's so simplistic, and you're drawn to the individual floating, which touches actually on the words, and there's more that could have been done as well to actually make it a little more fun. So in any case, now you can advance. Thank you. So we talked about video, but what about gamification? So if we aren't playing games online today, which many of us are, we're seeing the effects of gamification. So right now, it's estimated that out of the 7 billion people on Earth today, 2 billion play a game online every day. And so that's pretty dramatic. And those are primarily, although I know a lot of people play perhaps Candy Crush or what have you, Gen Z and millennials play multiple games all day long, right? So games on average see a 30% increase in engagement, but with Gen Z and millennials, it's much higher. And not only that, it adds a brief moment of fun to not only your product offerings, but any kind of learning that you do online. So we can't avoid gamification either. And we want to test that. So last month in our webinar, I had mentioned also a little bit about gamification, and I said that we should see about incorporating that. So next slide, Brenda. So we have a shell game that is related to a loan value. And as you can see, it gives you a little bit of gamification to it. Where is that bead underneath the shell? And then when you find it, if you don't find it, you pick one of the others. It tells you missed it, try again. But it allows them to play a little game. And so this is HTML based, and it's we can provide it to you, so you could play around with it if you'd like, or even test it on a very targeted set of users in your membership or customer base and see what happens. And again, do it focused on Gen Z or millennials and just see what happens, okay? See, and you don't have to have the rate embedded in it, just to give it a chance to see what happens, okay? All right, next slide. So if there's anything that you, once again, take away from today, is think about video, including that into your ads, and games, because both of those capabilities are available in Deep Target today, not only in your online banking or your mobile, but also inside of 3D Storyteller. And we're happy to help you get started with that and help you understand how you can take advantage of it and test it out and so forth. And there's plenty of free tools like Google Web Designer that can generate HTML ads for you, okay? So be thinking about it. Thanks, everybody.
Great. Thank you, David. That's so interesting, and the stats are so incredibly high. So, Helen, we're going to move into you to talk about Helen Pence and the strategies for engaging your users.
Okay. Well, today's topic is going to focus on how you can use your campaigns to create more customized end-to-end experience for your users. Your ad space should not always be about selling, but you can use it for service, information, and advice. Now, let's take a look at one way you can onboard your new user. Take advantage of your data and the start date of your users, and you can target those that have been with your institution for fewer than 30 days. You can introduce them to the head of your organization and have a special message or a video that welcomes them to the bank. And in this example, Ohio Valley Bank planned a soft opening approach, and they introduced stories to their customers that way, and so they created a story frame as a way of greeting them. Going a step further, but in the same vein, you can use campaigns to introduce your team to those who bank at a particular branch or live within a particular zip code. And you can use the branch and the zip code fields in your data to target these individuals. And if you have a way to create a list using geofencing, you can also use that approach for targeting. But use images of your staff and have messages that tell what they do or how to contact them. And by associating a face with a name, it personalizes their banking experience. And it's much more pleasant an experience for the user when they see, have a personal connection with your employees. So that's really important. And due to the economic impact of COVID-19, many people are now facing financial hardship. So studies have shown that mental and physical health directly benefit from sound finances. So introducing them to a personal finance wellness coach or promoting information about financial wellness gives them security and that their trusted financial institution is there to help them. So on this slide, we're going to talk about education. So use your campaigns to educate your users on the services you provide. Create tutorials that give instructions on how to set up alerts, sign up for e-statements, and automatic bill pay. In this example, the credit union promoted their online learning center, so their members had a toolbox of information that they could reference at any time on any number of topics like money basics, buying a home, or planning for retirement. And the more products or services your users have with your institution, the higher the likelihood that you will retain them. So for cross-selling, we always recommend having a balanced and broad mix of product offerings, and remember to prioritize those campaigns that are time sensitive or have special rate offers. And take time to create generational campaigns like the one you see here from Jolt, and you will see your engagement increase due to personalization. Right here, Jolt is promoting mortgages to different age groups, and they have modified the images and messaging to be appropriate for the demographic. So for the younger generation, which is the one on the furthest left, the message is for first home ownership. All the older generation's message, which is the one on the far right, is all about simplification, making life easier. So think of another approach is to think about creating time-phase stories. So David, do you want to give an example of like a time-phase story that somebody might want to do for cross-selling?
Sure, absolutely. Thank you, Helen. So we've all seen, I think, ads on TV related to things that have occurred or are occurring over time. It's almost a story-based ad. So what if you did an ad on, I'll say this week, and it has a picture, or better yet, a video of Bob driving by and looking at an auto dealership. And part of the text says, Bob's thinking about a new car, and he's wondering how he might finance that, okay? Then the next week, the ad shows Bob walking up to the dealership, and Bob's got his phone in his hand, and the caption is, Bob just checked out his rates online with his favorite financial institution, and he's now confident about going in and buying a car. And then the last one, the third week or the third time period, it has Bob driving down the road in his convertible, excited about the new loan that he just received and the great new auto he has from your FI. So people will tend to come back just to see what happens with Bob. So that's a very simple example, but you could expand upon it on a home, so a mortgage, a refinance, building that pool in the backyard. Anyway, so on and on. Thanks, Helen.
So basically, bottom line, get creative and take advantage of video, sound, memorable images. And like David mentioned, all this is available right now within Deep Target. So everybody that's our customer has this available to them right now. So within Deep Target, HTML, JPEG, GIF, animated GIF, and PNG file formats are all supported. So have fun and be creative, and remember that delivering a unique customer experience is a game changer. So finally, I want to talk about Pearl. So this is a deep dive into a capability that's available for you right now in the digital experience platform. It's called Pearl, and that stands for Personalized URL. And we've got a couple of customers who've requested this functionality as they have the ability to associate a specific URL to a user for a particular product offering. And the landing page for each user has been customized with user-specific data when they click on an ad. So if you want to use this capability, you will need to have this Pearl information included in your data extracts. You'll create a targeted by list campaign, and then we'll give you a special syntax to put in that go-to-URL field in the ad editor. So if you're interested in learning more about this capability, reach out to us at our support team at support@deeptarget.com, and we hope you'll take advantage of this. And speaking of the digital experience platform, here's a teaser for the next release for Deep Target. So in early April, Deep Target will be making a product release, and you'll receive that automatically. There's no action on your part. This release includes Analytics API that was highlighted in our January 2021 webinar. So if you didn't get a chance to check that out, you can find that on our website. And this will also include user interface enhancements and some for 3D Storyteller and some other miscellaneous fixes. So stay tuned. Next month, we'll talk a little bit more about that, but I just wanted to give you a heads up.
Great. Thanks, Helen. Okay, now we are moving into the Campaign of the Month winner. So now is the time that we're going to announce, and our winner is, congratulations to C4 Federal Credit Union. Congratulations goes to Chad, who's the Vice President of Lending there. Their assistant loan campaign promoted a special relief loan having no payments for 90 days. And those terms and rates were highlighted on the ad, and the choice of the larger text for the headline, it clearly defined what the ad was all about. So great job there. And Helen, do you want to talk a little bit more about this campaign?
This assistance form it's very relevant to the times that we're in, and it drives members to their website for an online loan application. And this campaign had a great click-through rate of 3.96%, and if you compare that to the industry average of 0.05%, that shows you how engaging this was. So we want to congratulate Chad on a very effective campaign for his credit union.
Very good. Congratulations. Campaign of the Month winner. Congratulations. All right. So now it's time for Java Joy. While Helen is picking the winner, I'm going to tell you real quick about Rochelle. Rochelle had a customer success meeting, and Rochelle's with the Tennessee Members First Federal Credit Union. And she wrote in, thank you, Rochelle. She wrote in, going through the customer success calls with the Deep Target team is always extremely helpful. We get a refresher on everything available in the platform. The calls are quick, they're painless, and we normally come out with at least 2 different tactics or new nuggets of knowledge. So thank you, Rochelle, for this quote. And it just is a reminder that a quick call with our customer success team can get you some new information, and it can also show you how to do the videos and gaming. So, make sure you set up a quick call. And also, Helen, get ready because I'm coming to you next. Raven Bell, this was a member. She was our winner for the Superstar of the Year for last year. Raven sent us a picture, and this is a pretty picture with her trophy. So thank you, Raven, from Alitrust Credit Union.
Ooh.
Okay, so now who is our winner of our Java Joy Starbucks gift card, Helen?
Okay, it looks like this month's winner is Nancy Brooks from Y12 Credit Union, Federal Credit Union.
Nancy. All right, Nancy. So you have won the gift card. We will send it to you. If for some reason you do not get it, please reach out to us. Sometimes it gets in spam or it gets blocked by your IT team. So anyway, we want to make sure you get it. Please reach out if you don't receive it, okay? Congratulations, Nancy. All right, so now we're at the time next month. We have a webinar for April 22nd. All you have to do to register for that is go to deeptarget.com/webinar, or you can register when we send out one of our emails. And if you don't mind, please fill out the survey that will pop up after the end of the session. It's a quick 4-question survey, yes and no, and it will just take 1 minute of your time. So thank you so much for your time today. We hope you have a safe and productive month. And thanks again, and have a great day.
Thanks, everybody.